So, first thing, I have a basic problem in that I have to make checklists. And so you look through the history of me, and I've just created checklists everywhere. So like this list of rare lichens in California, that was just part of that, trying to feed that sickness I have. But the primary reason I make these lists is to create tools that are available to one, myself in my consulting and conservation work, and for others. You start with some sort of published list, and it allows people to become stimulated about that work, and good opportunities for them to criticize the list, which is a natural part of what we do. But mostly it stimulates them to think about these species or groups of them, whatever it is I'm listing. I also have created a list of snails, terrestrial snails in California, so I just look at plants. So I live in Ventura County most of the time, and I'm doing right in the flora, vascular plant flora of Ventura County, and so while I'm out there looking at vascular plants, I'm also looking at the lichens. And in Ventura County, we have a interesting situation in that we actually have good county general plan on biological resources where they specifically require assessment of all biological resources, not just vascular plants or wildlife. And in addition to that, what is rare in that county, not just the state. So that gives it what we call locally important species, and so that gives us opportunities to do some conservation at the CEQA level, project development level in that county. But you have to have a list, you have to have some understanding of what's there and its distribution, and so or the need for me to then create lists. So the purpose of this little project I have is to catalog all the lichen taxa that are present in the county or that have been historically known, and then determine the distribution of each of those species within the county and determine their rarity and commonness. You have to know the distribution first before you can determine its rarity or commonness. That's basic tenet. And then provide data on the lichen flora, as well as provide tools for researchers, conservationists, etc. For those who don't know where Ventura County is, it's in Southern California. It's actually west of Los Angeles County. Most people think they go north to get to Ventura County from LA, but it's actually going west. And just a little topographic presentation. Actually, Ventura County is quite diverse in habitats from sea level to nearly 9,000 feet. It's in the western transverse ranges. We have an unusual orientation of our mountains, and south and north facing slopes are very important, which is a bit different from most of California. And to get to the statistics of what I have discovered so far, and just like in any of these studies, it's just a state of knowledge as of today. So far, I've documented that there are 66 genera of lichen in Ventura County, 135 species, many more are expected and are known, just I don't have voucher specimens to prove it. Just happens that 2 of them are varieties. We haven't determined any endemics to just Ventura County yet, but I'll bet you that there are some. And we have all the lichen forms. I left off squamulos on this list, but we have them too. And back to forms, that just means how they look, generally speaking. There's no taxonomic significance to that, or phylogenetic significance. They're just what form they take. And they occur on all the substrates that we have out there. We have all the different varieties. So in compiling the flora, again, as I mentioned, CEQA requires a description of biological resources, and lichens are part of the biological resources. They should be included in any inventory and discussion of the biological resources of a project site. That is often not done, and if I'm reviewing your document, I will point out that inadequacy, which I do this on a regular basis, as some of you know. There are, because there may be rare lichens on your project, you don't know until you look. And now that we are actually getting them formally listed, at least in the inventory, and the database is tracking them, there is at least more attention paid to them, which is good. You should collect them. Even if you don't know what they are, go out there and collect them. Deposit them in a herbarium, and somebody will come along and identify them at some point. It's just like vascular plants. You need to document what you've got. And one of the advantages now with the electronic age is that so many of these things are available online, and that actually is part of the way I was able to create this list now. Just go online, instead of having to visit the herbaria and going through the collections, which takes a long time, I'm able to just do it online and check the records and compile a list. So just to talk about Ventura County and what it has to offer in terms of geography, which is that creates a variety of habitats and lots of niches, microhabitats. It actually only represents 1% of the state of California in landmass. That's twice the size of the state of Rhode Island. It's the 26th in size of all the 58 California counties. And just some geographic, where is it? And we go, like I said, from sea level to nearly 9,000 feet. And then here I've got a few of the species that we have in Ventura County. This one here is Caloplaca pacifica, Begonia nashiana, Ebernia pruniastri, and Flavo Parmelia caparata. And here we've got Flavopunctelia flaventier, Camelfeltia mariolii, it's actually this one here, and Lecanora varia, and A. parmotrema. I haven't identified which one it is. And so here is Ramalina leptocarpa, and this is a lousy photo of it, but it's Ramalina manzicii, which used to be more common in Ventura County, but with smog and whatnot, is mostly been eradicated, that's not the right word, extirpated. However, as a consulting arborist, you sometimes look at trees, and I found this in Ojai. So it's actually still there. It used to be much more. Our people that live in Ojai have seen a long draping of the Ramalina manzicii on the oaks, and most of that's gone. And here I found a little bit, so maybe it'll come back as the air quality in the valley has improved. And then we have Lotharia vulpina in the northern part of the county, and Xanthoria polycarpa. So these lists, I then publish them. And so one of the places I put such things like this is at CNPS-SCV.com, which is a nonprofit that I created with some others, as just a facility to putting out information on biological resources. And then also, we also put a lot of this information, I happen to be the webmaster too for the Channel Islands chapter of CNPS, and so we'll put checklists and what like this on the chapter website as well. And then I try to provide that through my business website as well. And you have to kind of dig to get it, but if you just Googled lichens of Ventura County, you'll get to my website. And so I provide some photographs and a copy of the checklist as well. Questions?